The other thing I wanted to talk about was the kneeling during the national anthem. Take a knee, I think was the hashtag, right? And I get it. I get that you want to create awareness. I get it. And I think do the knee thing. Do it for a game. I mean, this isn't the first time this has happened. You can look back, if you go Google 2016 athletes taking a knee, 2015, keep going back through the years. Every year, somebody or a group of people, and there's been a stance. And look, it's a good ground. This happens every year for a few games. This is the largest we've seen it to this magnitude. I think the media blows it out of proportion. If some guys want to take a knee, let them take a knee. That's their choice. For a few weeks, I'm not going to really feel anything about them. I think that there's better ways to get your point across. I think that taking a knee thing is a little outdone. I think it's always a player that starts it that's kind of not that good. Colin Kaepernick was okay. He was good in his first year. In the next 2 years, he was not good in the NFL. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but he didn't do very well. And so I wonder of how much of that is just him, like if there's some energy in there that it's also him being disgruntled. With that said, I think awareness that racial indiscretion and racial issues, always good. Everybody needs to be reminded. I try and remind people that poor white people have had a fucking tough time in America and that poor people overall have a tough time in America. I'd rather see somebody take a knee for the financial disparity in America that continues to grow. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see somebody take a knee for how gas stations are allowed to sell sour milk. You ever gotten this shit? You go get some milk for your children, and next thing, you have 90 minutes, dude. You have 90 minutes to use that milk. That is the Jack Bauer of milk. That is 90-minute Jack Bauer sauce. That's that Jack Bauer bottle, dude. In 90 minutes, gas station milk is going to be sour. So you better get it into your kid's mouth, get it wherever you need to get it. But I get taking the knee, I get it. But I think take it against some other stuff. How about take it against laziness? Take it against, third and fourth and fifth generation people in America just sucking off the system. I just feel like there are, sometimes the causes just gets, like I've heard it before. I'd like to just see a new novel way overall for almost any cause. And for me, I stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. For me, it's not about me at all. It's about the fact that I am blessed to live in America. That's it. That's what it's about for me. Now, for other people, it might be about something else. But I stand as long as I'm, know that it's going on. I stand. I honor. It's about the fact that, that millions of people, lost their lives so that I could have this freedom right here, freedom of speech. So it's crazy and that to me is something that's a little crazy. It's like you're expressing your freedom of speech, but in a way that kind of, to me, seems like you are putting shade or casting a downward light on the people that sacrifice their lives for it. So to me, that's kind of how it seems, So I just like to see some taking a knee for other stuff. I'd like to see taking a knee for racial violence in all directions, and the racial inequalities that everybody faces. Sure, do it for a game or two, But let's also play football. Let's make it about what it is, These guys are playing sports. You work at an office. This is an office. And it also is weird, though, that at the beginning of your office, they happen to say the Pledge of Allegiance. But I think it's just because it's an event that gets so many people together, so many diverse groups of Americans together, that's when they want to do it, Maybe the NFL shouldn't have ever put it in, but I don't know. The national anthem's a thing that they put in at the beginning of everything. There's a neat video of one of the Pittsburgh Steelers And their team chose not to come out of the tunnel and be involved during the national anthem at all, which I thought was interesting. At least they're saying we might all stand for it, but we're going to stand for it in our locker room. But they had one player who had served a few military tours. Villanueva was his last name, and he came out, and there's a cool video of him out there by himself, saluting the pledge, saluting the flag, and listen and standing up for the Pledge of Allegiance. I live here. I'm happy to live here. I'm happy to be here. I'll always stand for the pledge. It's not about me. It's not about me. And that's just my thoughts, man. You can have totally different thoughts. And if you do, call me, let me know. I want to know more about them. I'm happy to have my mind opened up as well.